When you just tap somebody on the arm and just tell that person, you're wonderful. Around 5 or 6 years ago, I met Joe, and you know how I met him? I was on the plane, and I was bumped up to business class, and there he was beside me. I didn't know who he was, but he told me, "Are you Bo Sanchez?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Oh, I read some of your books. In fact, I love this book, Simplify and Create Abundance, and it talks about the finances, and you said something wonderful there." And I said, thank you so much. What's your name?" He said, "Joanne." "Oh, okay." And then he said, "Can I teach you some more?" And I said, "Sure." So he got this piece of paper, and then he drew an X in the middle. And he started explaining to me, it blew my mind. And then I realized he was very diplomatic about asking, "Can I teach you some more?" The real sentence he wanted to tell me was, "Kulang pa alam mo." He didn't say that. He was very respectful. But since that time, I've been going to him, I've been listening to him, I've been asking him for help. He's a great financial mentor. Let's just thank Joanne and Noel, of course. Wonderful way. I've joined IMG, I'm one of you, and really been greatly supportive of this mission. You know, many years ago, I would never have been here on this stage. I would never have joined you, never have supported you, because I always thought that money was bad. I've been a missionary since I was, I started preaching when I was 13 years old. Would you believe that? I'm now 23, so it's been... I thought that could slip by unnoticed. I'm 24 now. So all my life I've been serving God and being a missionary, but what happened was this. When I was 14 years old, I fell in love with St. Francis of Assisi. Do you know that guy? Yes. St. Francis, I loved him. I wanted to be like him, wanted to pray like him, wanted to love him, wanted to serve the poor like St. Francis. I wanted to look like St. Francis, smell like St. Francis. So I got all my clothes from my closet and I threw them out, gave them to the poor, without my mother knowing. And so my mother entered my bedroom, opened my closet, shocked. There was no clothes. "Bo, where are your clothes?" And I told her, "I gave them to the poor." We just imagine her shock, you know. The crazy things I did, I brought home a street kid from EDSA. I was 14 years old, you know? So brought home a 7, 8-year-old. "Mom is gonna live with us." No, she's not gonna live with us. The craziest thing I did was brought home an old man from EDSA. Old man. "Mom, he's gonna live with us." "No, he's not. You know, where does that creature come from?" And lolo, sabihin mo sa nanay ko, saan ka nanggaling? Galing mo? Galing ko ako sa QI. Malala na po TV ko. Tumakas na Bro.Bo. And so my mother said, "Over my dead body will that old man live with us." And I said, "Mom, look at his face. Do you not see Jesus?" That street kid that I brought home this morning, he's going to stay in my room. This old man, he's going to stay in your room. I was 14 years old, and my mother just could not take it. So basically she said no. But then when I was 14 years old, I really wanted to be like St. Francis. I said, material things are not for me, money is not for me, you know, business is not for me. If you came up to me and you said, "Hi, I'm a businessman," I would shake your hand and say, "Can I pray over you? Condolence, you know, you're a businessman. You're very near the devil because you think of money the whole day." That was my attitude. I wore the crummiest clothes. I did not put on deodorant because I felt that was vanity. And that was my life. You know, you can just imagine the impact I had in people's lives when I entered the room. People knew I was there. In prayer meetings, when I would pray over people and I'd raise my hand, people would fall. But my goal, my whole ambition in life was when I grew old, I was thinking to myself, I'd sleep in the sidewalk. and have newspapers as my bed and my blanket. That was my ambition, would you believe? When I retire, that's me. I'm going to be St. Francis. I'm going to love the Lord. But things changed. Things changed totally in my life. Two things changed me. Number one was I got married. When I was planning to get married, I was 30 years old, and I realized my ambition had to change. Because I could not, picture in my mind, my gosh, how can I tell my wife and my kids, Lika, matulog na tayo, nandiyan mo. I realized I had to change. But number two was the biggest thing. The biggest thing was this, that as I would preach around in different places, people would come up to me and ask for prayers. And I noticed that 50% of the time, the problem was money. Yes? Unbelievable. Money. And they would ask me for help. And what could I do? I could pray for them. Brother Bo, please pray for me. And Brother Bo, kailangan ko ng negosyo. Brother Bo, kailangan ko ng bagong trabaho. Kailangan ko ng malaking sweldo. I could not give to them. I could not teach them because I did not want anything to do with money, so I did not know. And what was the most difficult thing was people asking for help. And ministries asking for help. Brother Bo, kailangan natin ng bagong piano. Brother Bo, kailangan natin ng bagong center. Brother Bo, kailangan natin ng audiovisual. Brother, kailangan natin, we need money. We didn't have money because I didn't want money. And that was very difficult. I remember one of the turning points of my life was in one prayer meeting. This woman came up to me with her daughter, and she said, Brother Bo, can you pray for me? Because tuition fees, I don't have. Tomorrow's a deadline. So I said, yes, let me pray for you. And then out of curiosity, I asked her, how much do you need? And her answer blew my mind. She said, 700 pesos. What? And she said, monthly lang ang kaya ko, Brother Bo, monthly installment. Yun lang. I was still single during that time. And when I heard 700 pesos, my gosh, you know what I really wanted to do at that point? Ask me what? I wanted to pull out my wallet and say, 700 pesos lang pala. Pray over pa tayo. I wanted to do that. I could not. Ask me why. I had 20 pesos in my hand. That was all my money. And I was happy. I was a happy missionary for 20 plus years before I changed and became a millionaire missionary. And one of the things, that I could not tell the woman, so I said, let me pray for you. So I prayed over her. And she was very thankful after that. She gave me a hug and said, thank you so much. And then she got her little daughter, and then she walked out of the room, and my gosh, I noticed she walked so slowly. You know why she walked so slowly? Ask me why. You know. She was waiting for someone to hand her something because she just told you-know-who how much she needed. How could I? She was there walking so slowly out the door. How could I run after her and say, Sister, 20 pesos, 680 na lang. Finally, when she stepped out through the door, I sat down. And I just had this aha moment. I had a prayer that leapt from my heart for the very first time. For the very first time, a prayer came up. Went through my lips. Lord, please, make me rich. Where did that prayer come? I said, yes, Lord, make me rich for the sake of just being able to help those people. And now, I want you to understand that what you're doing here in this room, it's not for you. Tell somebody beside you, it's not for you.
It's not for you.
It's not for you. Whatever you're doing in this room, it's not for you. You think it's for you, no it's not. You think it's for the awards, no it's not. You think it's for that green jacket, no it's not. You're here and you want to be CEO because you want to be a blessing to other people. Yeah.